Coming up on Lexington Now, the 2018 Comprehensive Plan, Lextran's all-new electric buses, and the new 911 Center. This and more up next on this week's edition of Lexington Now. I'm Sherelle Roberts, and welcome to another edition of Lexington Now, where we give you an inside look at what's going on around the urban county government. Lexington is changing. You see it everywhere you look, and there's even more change coming. We spoke with Chris Woodall about the city's comprehensive plan to get a look at the long-term ideas for Lexington's future.
Comprehensive plans are required by statute. Now, we've had a long history of comprehensive planning here in Lexington. We've been doing it since 1931. It sort of sets out the vision and the implementation for moving our community forward, specifically through policy, through land use decision framework, as well as community facilities.
The City of Lexington is required by law to update its comprehensive plan every 5 years. Chris Woodall, manager of long-term planning for the city, explains where we are in the process.
The last comprehensive plan was in 2013, and we'll be doing our 2018 comprehensive plan update starting now, which is the beginning of 2017. So it's really a 2-year-long process.
Mr. Woodall tells us just how comprehensive the comprehensive plan really is.
We're going to be talking about things like neighborhoods. We're going to be talking about things like roads, green space, parks, and housing options, those types of things, rural land preservation, economic development. We really hit on all the important components of the community moving forward. So comprehensive really is the best word for it, because it wholly represents all of the things that are important to the community.
There are various phases to updating the comprehensive plan, and the public input phase is key to a well laid out plan.
The data collection is extremely important, but so is the public input, and that's the phase we're in right now. This is the plan that really sets out the vision for the community as we move forward, and so to know what the community visions for itself is extremely important as well.
Mr. Woodall explains what happens after public input and data gathering are completed and what goes into the final decision-making process.
We make a recommendation for, as far as the beginning stage, the goals and objectives. We make a recommendation to the Planning Commission. We work with them to get a good draft of the goals and objectives that they eventually recommend to the Urban County Council. And that's the first phase. The second phase, which is the implementation and elements of the plan, will come from the Planning Commission itself. So my role is to sort of organize and coordinate the efforts, work with our staff to provide the best information that we can, and give the Planning Commission and the Council a firm foundation from which to make their decisions.
And there are some other ways you can get involved with the city strategic plan, specifically the On the Table initiative. It's coming up March 15th. For more information, visit imaginelexington.com. You may have noticed some new and unusual looking city buses driving around town recently. These are Lextran's new zero-emission Proterra electric buses. We spoke with the folks at Lextran to get an idea of how they work.
Rusty, what are you doing? Well, we're here at Lexington, and I thought I'd just help them out by charging their new electric bus.
Oh, okay.
No, guys. We don't use that. This is what we use.
Oh, you got to use this.
Just this.
Oh.
Not this.
Not that. Or that.
All right.
Just this.
We visited Lextran headquarters to discuss the brand new Proterra battery electric buses. Lextran purchased 5 Proterra battery electric buses, 1 charging station and 1 maintenance area charging system. Lextran plans to develop a centrally charged and operated system of electric buses running out of the downtown transit center, which serves the majority of the City of Lexington bus routes. We talked to Jim Barrett, the Director of Maintenance, and Carrie Butler, the General Manager at Lextran.
Tell us a little bit about the maintenance of the electric bus between the regular conventional gas engine buses.
Well, maintenance on an electric bus is less than it is on a conventional bus. You don't have to fuel the bus. You don't have to check fluids or anything like that. So on a day-to-day basis, it's a lot more. It's better for the maintenance department. As far as the 6,000 mile inspection, which is a regular inspection cycle, we do it the same as we do a regular bus. It's less, but we still do it at the same mileage.
You mentioned 6,000 miles. So how long can they stay on the road?
Well, they can stay on the road between charges. They'll run about 30 miles and then be recharged. And you can do that continuously. I mean, there's no stopping at that point. The 6,000 miles depends on which route they're on. If they're on a route doing 100 miles a day, at 6,000 miles, that's when they get inspected. What
about the drivers? What do they think about it?
The drivers love them. They're a better vehicle to drive. Visibility is much better. And the passengers like them. They're comfortable, quiet, they're a good bus. The braking system is got regenerative braking, and it will start to slow the vehicle down, and it improves your brake efficiency, and it's a smoother stop with the disc brakes. Right now we have 5 of the electric buses. We got 1 more that's scheduled to be built, and up in the air whether we get any more funding for the other buses.
How many charging stations do you have around town?
Right now, just 1.
Just 1. Can you tell us a little bit about that, how that works?
The vehicle pulls in and starts to charge. It takes approximately 7 minutes. It's 350 kilowatt power. And then after it's charged, it's ready to go.
Oh look, we got Carrie. She's on the electric bus. Hey Carrie.
How you doing? We applied for a low or no emissions grant, low-no is the term we use, and received funding for 5 electric vehicles, fully electric, zero emissions vehicles, and 1 on-route charging station. So took delivery of these in November, did some training, and they've been in service since January. Funny, what we've heard is that the vehicles are quieter than a diesel bus when they're en route, and people really enjoy the ride. They're very similar to a diesel bus. You wouldn't know that it's an electric bus if we didn't say it on the side. It looks the same, it feels the same, but really once people get on board, they're like, this is a nice, smooth ride, very quiet, and they've enjoyed riding them. And the emissions between a diesel bus or an electric bus are pretty extraordinary. These are fully zero electric vehicles, so there are no emissions from the tailpipe. So the first time I got the chart to compare, I said, is this right? Is this a typo? And for particulate matter, volatile organic compounds, everything, it's zero. There's no emissions from the tailpipe. So if a passenger is boarding our bus, the charging station is on High Street. You can get on and off the vehicle. You can stay on board while it's charging. The type of technology is called conductive charging, but you wouldn't know what's happening if you were on board. We have grant funds for 1 more vehicle, and we will be applying as grant funds become available in the next year, or anybody who's willing to become a partner with us, we'd love to do that.
If people want to find out more information about the electric buses or about Lexington services,
sure, you can go to Lexington.com. We also have a Twitter site, Facebook, and social media, and as we have the buses on more routes, we'll have more information available.
For more information about these buses and Lextran, you can visit their website, lextran.com. Lexington's new Public Safety Operations Center, or PSOC, continues to set the standard for regional emergency response. We took some time to talk with the employees of the new E911 call center at the PSOC to get a feel of what changes they've made.
Lexington Public Safety.
The phones never stop ringing at Lexington 911.
On a really busy day, 1,700 calls in a day is not uncommon.
Enhanced 911 Director Robert Stack says more than 300,000 emergency calls come into 911 each year. Add to that about 300,000 more calls, which sound like this. Those are administrative calls for the police department and the fire department. This busy call hub has a new home. It's the Lexington Public Safety Operations Center, or PSOC. And with that new home comes new equipment.
Well, what we've installed in this room is state-of-the-art dispatch equipment. 2 years ago, we installed a state-of-the-art radio system. And so this center has that radio system when we put a tower at this center directly behind the building. So we're tied to the countywide radio system.
For Lexington citizens, that means the best quality 911 service in our region. And it's needed because Lexington has dynamic issues. As 911 Supervisor Jonelle Patton says, those dynamic calls come in fast.
Anywhere from domestic violence calls, loud party calls, injury accidents, things of that nature.
But dealing with these stressful situations and being the first call for those in need makes the job worth it.
It feels really good to know that you're helping people. Some jobs, you never know if you're making a difference, and in this role, you know you're making a difference to the people in the community.
As Lexington continues to rapidly grow, so can the 911 staff at the PSOP.
We have room for 12 call takers in this room, and we have space in here for 8 dispatchers, and right now we really actively use about 5 to 6 of those positions, so there's room for growth on the dispatcher, and typically we have 5 to 6 call takers, so there's room to add 6 more. We also pre-wired some of the surrounding offices so that they could become part of the dispatch floor someday in the future, so we try to future-proof this building.
And coming up after the break, we'll have more on Lexington's state-of-the-art E911 Center.
Welcome to Your Health, starring Your Hands. On today's show, washing your hands. If people don't wash their hands often, especially when they're sick, they can spread germs directly to other people or onto surfaces that others touch. And before you know it, everyone has come down with something. It's important to wash your hands frequently with good soapy water. Here's some hand washing tips. Wash your hands after using the bathroom. Wash your hands after coughing or blowing your nose. Wash your hands before eating, serving, or preparing food. Wash your hands after playing with your pets or touching other animals. Wash your hands after outdoor activities. Wash your hands before and after visiting someone who's sick. Wash your hands when they get dirty. And wash your hands after changing those diapers. Thanks for watching Your Health, and remember, wash those hands frequently.
Hello, I'm Detective Mark Thomas with the Lexington Police Department. You may also know me from Bluegrass Crime Stoppers. I'm here to talk to you a little bit today about a new texting system that we have available through any smartphone. In the body of your message, you can text LexPD plus your tip to crimes. When you're submitting anonymous information, we ask that you include several things that would help us conduct the investigations more thoroughly, such as a person's name, their home address, possible license plate numbers, any other people involved, or why you think that they're conducting the type of activity that you believe that they are. All of those things, no matter how small you believe they could be, are relevant to the investigation. So please include those. So remember, you can send your anonymous tip information either through text, you can call the Bluegrass Crime Stoppers anonymous tip line at 859-253-2020, or you can go online to bluegrasscrimestoppers.com. Thank you.
Go on and do it. You can't do This message is brought to you by the U.S. Fire Administration. Have 2 ways out. When fire strikes, deadly smoke can fill your home within minutes. That's why the USFA wants you to plan and practice home fire drills. Draw a map of each level of your home showing all doors and windows. Discuss the map with everyone who lives with you. Practice your home fire drill at least twice a year. Make sure all doors and windows that lead outside open easily. Push the smoke alarm button to start the drill. Try feeling your way in the dark or with your eyes closed. Have at least 2 ways out of every room. If your first way out is blocked by fire or smoke, you can use your second way out. If there is smoke, get low and go. Crawl quickly under the smoke to your nearest exit. Close doors behind you and gather at a pre-planned outside meeting place where first responders can see you. Call 911. Remember, get out and stay out. Never go back inside for people, pets, or things. Learn more at www.usfa.fema.gov.
Welcome back to the show. Before the break, we took you behind the scenes into the new E911 Center. Now we continue that tour with E911 Director Robert Stack as he gives us a closer look at the new equipment in the center.
What we have over here is a typical call taker position.
Enhanced 911 Director Robert Stack is giving us a tour of the new 911 telecommunicator workstations.
But what they have at their disposal is monitors that show them the telephone call coming in, a monitor that shows them a map of where this call is coming from. They also have just regular internet that they can bring up if they want to look at something on the internet. They have their computer-aided dispatch screens here, so they have a lot of resources available to them right here at these 6 monitors. They also have their own personal fans.
He says making the workstations high-tech and comfortable means employees are happier and more productive.
And the nice thing about these positions is they raise and lower. So if you're tired of sitting and you want to raise this position up, you can sit here and raise it all the way up. We want them to be comfortable, and as you can see in the wall behind me, they have TV monitors to view weather. We require weather and news to be on at all times. We have a status monitor that shows who's busy in the room, what kind of call they're on. We have surveillance cameras, we have traffic cameras. We have the ability from this room to control the traffic cameras. So we can blank out an image, we can zoom in on an image to see how many vehicles are involved in a collision. So there's a lot of information that these dispatchers and call takers here have available to them at all times. This is truly a state-of-the-art center.
For more information about the Public Safety Operations Center or 911, you can visit the city's website. It's lexingtonky.gov. Well, if you are looking for something to do this week, look no further than downtown Lexington. There is always something great going on. Here's what's going on this week.
Are you looking for things to do this week in downtown Lexington? This Monday at the Downtown Lexington Public Library in the Ferris Theater is the showing of Kung Fu Panda 3 at 6:30. For more information, visit lexpublib.org. On Tuesday at Crank and Boom Ice Cream Lounge is Kids Art Day from 5 p.m. to 8. For more information, visit them on facebook.com/Crank and Boom. Wednesday is the Chew Dinner featuring Chef Karen Perazzi at Kentucky for Kentucky starting at 6 p.m. For tickets and more information, visit chewdinnerseries.com. And Thursday at Hopcat is Founders Bed and Breakfast themed beer dinner starting at 7 p.m. For tickets and more information, visit hopcat.com/Lexington. On Friday at the Loudon House is the Lexington Art League's 4th Friday opening of Expanding Fields from 6 p.m. till 9. For more information, visit lexingtonartleague.org. Then on Saturday morning at 9 a.m., the Sala Studio is having a We'll Run for Chocolate 3-mile run. You can jog, crawl through downtown in Chevy Chase to log some miles, and we'll rehydrate at Chocolate Holler afterward. For more information, visit facebook.com/Sala Studio Lex. If you're looking for something to do, downtown Lexington has it all. Visit downtownlex.com or find us on Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram.
For more information about events downtown, you can log on to downtownlex.com. Well, it really hasn't been too much of a winter, but we've had this weird back and forth with cold and a little bit warmer. And when you're letting your pets out into that weather, you might not expect that it could be dangerous for them, but it actually could. Here are some tips to help keep your pets safe during this very unpredictable winter weather.
It's cold outside.
I'm Officer Timothy Brown, the Public Information Officer for Lexington Fed Animal Care and Control. And today we wanted to show you exactly what it is because we do have the cold winter months coming up. So we want to show you the proper way to care for your animal if you're going to be leaving them outside. Because most people consider pets, part of their family. So, we would recommend you bring it in at all costs. But there are certain situations and breeds that people might want to leave their animals outside. So in this situation, this is exactly what we're going to show you the proper way to leave them outside. Okay, all right, so the first thing we're going to do, we're going to check to make sure the dog has food and water. All animals in Fayette County have to make sure you have fresh water provided for them at all times. So this is a fresh bowl of water. If it freezes over or something like that, then we have to make sure that we actually remove any frozen water and provide the fresh water for them. We got some food as well, just to make sure that the animal has its nutrition. Then if we go over here towards the shelter, this is a proper shelter because it consists of 4 walls. It consists of a roof and a floor on it as well. And then inside, we're going to make sure that it has the straw, hay, or wood shavings. And as you can see, this has, the straw. So, and then you want to make sure that you provide a good type of shade for the animal. So a tree, the side of a house, or something like that where it's well constructed and it's keeping the elements away from the animal, rain, thunderstorm, anything like that. That's what we want to make sure that we are trying to eliminate those type of risks from the animal. And this is it. And then pretty much we've got a good surrounding so that just in case it does rain, there is no mud creating around the animal's housing. So this is the exactly type of shelter that the outside environment that we would, recommend every person who's going to be leaving their animal outside to be in. We try to refrain from removing animals on the first time because we definitely want to educate. That is our main focus, is to educate the people and let them know that this is the wrong thing. And so then we're going to try to do a corrective action, which would consist of a recheck. So an officer would come out, if we feel that it is not the proper way to leave an animal outside, we're going to address the issue while we're there, and we're going to educate them and let them know that this is not correct, and then we're going to do a recheck. And the recheck would consist of, if it's, it just depends on the situation. If it's a dire need where we need to go ahead and remove the animal, sometimes we might have to make that decision with prior approval to remove the animal. All this information is on our website, which is www.lfacc.org. As well, all the city ordinances are on the government website. You can call us at 859-255-9033.
Even though it's a shorter week in the urban county government, we have a jam-packed calendar, including the Environmental Quality and Public Works Committee and the council work session on Tuesday. We also have the Urban County Arts Review Board and the Board of Architectural Review on Wednesday. The Planning Commission, Quarterly Committee of the Whole, and council meeting are going to be on Thursday. And the Board of Adjustment meeting is on Friday. You can watch these meetings live on GTV3 or streaming on our website, or you can watch any archived meeting or event and a complete calendar of meetings and events at lexingtonky.gov. Well, that is all for this week's edition of Lexington Now. We'll return next week with more news from your urban county government. But in the meantime, you can keep up with what we're doing by following us on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube. You can also get 24/7 traffic updates by following us on Twitter. Our handle is @LexRex. Or if you're a person who likes to see exactly what's going on the roadways, you can check out our live interactive cameras. They are online at lexingtonky.gov. For the staff and producers at GTV3, I'm Sherelle Roberts, and that's it for now.
The preceding program was produced through the facilities of GTV3.